There are many video essays on YouTube, people saying how they interpret certain movies. But what if one specific video essay, one specific video, could foretell your upcoming years? This journey is a journey of a man reconstructing himself after trauma that shattered his identity. So we could say it's also about identity reconstruction and learning not to be afraid of being oneself.
I have no idea what to do next.
Since childhood, I was mostly trying to find myself through other characters, real or not, but every time I ended up in the same place. One of the important pillars was trust in myself and not to be afraid of being me. We as humans can be reshapers, which means I can have the ability to influence and reshape myself and the world around me. But, of course, it is easier said than done, because nobody will give you a step-by-step guide on how to reinvent yourself. I crossed the threshold of change when I joined this volunteering organization called The Young Office. My social anxiety was tested, but it was a very impactful moment. As I mostly started to find myself, the one I was trying to restore was long gone, because we as humans are evolving. The person you met a week ago isn't the same person today. They might look the same, they might have the same voice, but internally, they are someone different. Me trying to get back to a person who I thought I was me coming back to me who was troubled, anxious, and depressed.
The grandiosity of this journey is to show the transition of a man reconstructing himself after trauma. He's someone who's going to recover.
The question stopped being, who am I? And instead it started being, who was I before all of this? Who actually was this kid? Who would he be proud of? Who would he be when he would grow up? Why did he like these fictional movie characters? Because some of them were pain in the ass. And then it occurred to me that one thing that connected them was them finding a way to turn their pain and trauma into fuel, motivation to change, transform, and adapt. During this whole period, a very boring, very bureaucratic process happened.
Let's get ready for the interview.
Hello. I'm doing quite well. I would lie if I would say like I know exactly, because I have different ideas, maybe a creative agency. She was so amazing. Damn, you wouldn't. I am afraid that it was a flop. So I'll be honest with you.
And then,
I was kind of accepted conditionally. I got into another university. Actually, that's the university that is hard to get into.
I don't give a shit on which floor I will be except the ground floor. I have a balcony. First floor, I have it. God, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good. I need to tell my mom. So when would be a better time to run this experiment than now? The experiment was, what would happen if I would put how much I care meter and what the world thinks of me meter to 0? What would happen if I would just turn it off? So I just started to be me, and it actually, crazy enough, it worked. I don't know what was my point.
Would you ever want to try Pilates with me here?
Actually, yeah. Are there some baddies there? If you are afraid to say something when someone is treating you badly, if you were afraid to stand up for yourself or someone you care about and is important to you, just do it. Of Of course, no violence or anything like that, but be the inspiration to yourself. And as I always say, you live your life mainly with yourself, so treat yourself like you would treat someone you respect. As it usually goes with complex multi-layer stories that require more than one movie, which is, I think, the best explanation of one's life. Since I'm still alive, it would be impossible to make one ending in "and they lived happily ever after" way. In real life, it isn't that simple. Usually the bad guys aren't punished when they have money and power, and good people aren't celebrated. This is the harsh reality, but I digress. Since I believe that everyone should focus only on things they can influence, starting from themselves.
You just have to take the risk and overcome your fear to unlock the powers from the other side.
People and life here will move with or without me, so why won't I move with it and create something somewhere else? As implicitly pretentious said, and I quote, "The shadow from the trauma still resides inside him deeply because the only way to overcome trauma is not to restore yourself.
It is to completely reinvent yourself with a new narrative that can appropriate the traumatic experiences."
Staying here in Slovakia and studying here was never the destination for my story because the moment I was born, it couldn't be.
The highest highs, the lowest lows. You take me to every extreme. Can't get enough. Please let me be. But I love what you do to me. From me, and then you touch, and I feel so much. I just love what you do to me.
Thank you, Implicitly Pretentious, for giving me the words, even if indirectly. Once again, thank you. I don't think you'll ever see this, but I'm a huge fan.
I love what you do to me.